Hello friends, I am R.M. Jalke, lecturer Automobile Department, SJP Trust Polytechnic, Nedsoshi. So today I am going to solve a question bank of Automobile Engineering 2 subject of second sem Automobile. So that is Unit 2 Carburetors. So it consists of 5 marks question and 10 marks question. So 5 marks question number 1, define and explain need of good carburization. Answer here, the process of mixing the gasoline with air to obtain combustible mixture is called carburation. So it is a process of mixing air and fuel. Now what is the necessity of this good carburization? It is needed in an engine to get maximum power, low emission and fuel economy, and this is possible when complete combustion of fuel takes place. So when air and fuel are mixed in correct proportion, then only combustion will be complete. So to have this combustible mixture, carburation, it includes atomization and vaporization to prepare the combustible mixture. Therefore good carburization is required or provided, or good carburization provides correct air fuel mixture to engine in all operating conditions. Question number 2, carburization and atomization. What is meant by carburation? The process of mixing the gasoline with air to obtain combustible mixture is called carburation. Definition of atomization: it is the mechanical breaking up of liquid fuel into small particles so that every particle of fuel is surrounded by air and converts it into vapor form. Only you have to write the definition. Define atomization and vaporization. What is meant by atomization or define atomization? It is the mechanical breaking up of liquid fuel into small particles so that every particle of fuel is surrounded by air and converts it into vapor form. Vaporization means it is the change of state, or it is change of state of fuel from liquid to vapor. It is required for complete combustion. Due to vaporization, fuel and air form the combustible mixture. Question number 4, define and explain need of good atomization. So again, atomization definition: it is the mechanical breaking up of liquid fuel into small particles so that every particle of fuel is surrounded by air and converts it into vapor form. Now what is the need of good atomization? So gasoline or petrol to be burned in an engine, it consists of 3 steps to occur. It must be atomized or broken into small particles and mixed with air, second step, and vaporized. So these are the 3 processes. Only then gasoline is suitable fuel for an IC engine. Means these 3 steps will prepare the mixture for the combustion. If the fuel is not atomized sufficiently, then other 2 things, mixing and vaporization, cannot take place properly. Therefore good atomization is required to prepare combustible mixture. Define and explain need of good vaporization. So again, definition already discussed, and that is, it is the change of state of fuel from liquid to vapor. It is required for complete combustion. Now what is the need of good vaporization? It is important. A good vaporization is required for better combustion in an engine cylinder. If the vaporization is good, most of the fuel droplet is converted into vapor and complete combustion and smooth combustion takes place. So when there is a smooth combustion, complete combustion, whatever the fuel supplied, that is converted into power. Means power output of the engine increases, and when there is a complete combustion, emission reduces and the engine also operates smoothly. Therefore good vaporization is needed. Sixth, list the requirements of carburetor. So carburetor has to perform certain operations, or it has to provide the correct amount of or proportion of fuels. So first requirement here is it should supply proper quantity and proportion of fuel in all conditions. It should start the engine easily from cold conditions. Should supply minimum quantity of fuel in idling. It should supply rich mixture for heavy loads and under slow speeds and for hill areas. For cruising or high speed operation, it has to provide the rich mixture. Should keep small reserve of fuel, means it has to store the fuel carburetor. Should vaporize the fuel. Should supply fuel mixture even in jerky or vibrating conditions, because vehicle may come across any condition, there may be jerk or vibration, so carburetor should not stop supplying the fuel. Question number 7. Explain the limitations of simple carburetor. It provides increasing richness. It is the characteristics of the simple carburetor. When the speed increases, it goes on supplying rich mixture, but that is not required. At high speed or at normal speed, we should not supply the rich mixture. It provides lean mixture at low speed, but actually at low speed and starting, rich mixture is required. Starting difficulty. Simple carburetor provides lean mixture at the starting, because at low speed it provides lean mixture, but actually rich mixture is required, so choke is necessary. And in old days they used to use the ticklers. So ticklers means which will press the float to supply extra fuel. Then idling difficulty. So rich mixture is not provided by simple carburetor at idling. Running difficulty. Simple carburetor not provide correct air fuel mixture at all speeds. Acceleration difficulty. Simple carburetor will not provide extra fuel when the sudden acceleration is given. So simple carburetor was the basic carburetor, and it was not having the different circuits, but modern carburetors have all these circuits to overcome the drawbacks. Now explain the meaning of stoichiometric rich and lean mixture. So what is meant by stoichiometric air fuel ratio? So theoretical or ideal air fuel ratio for complete combustion is called stoichiometric air fuel ratio. So for gasoline engine, the fuel ratio of 14.7:1. This means to burn completely 1 kg of fuel, we need 14.7 kg of air, and this is considered as stoichiometric or chemically correct air fuel ratio, but that cannot be achieved. Lean mixture. So it is the air fuel mixture containing relatively low proportion of fuel and caused by too little fuel or too much air. So that leads to leaner air fuel mixture. So greater than 14.7, 17:1, 18:1, or leaner than the 14.7 means lean mixtures. Rich mixture. So rich mixture is less than 14.7 is considered as rich air fuel mixture, means more parts of fuel compared to lean mixture. 17:1 is leaner than 13:1, means 13:1 is richer than 17:1. So we can explain these air fuel mixtures like this. Now question number 9. Explain the need of rich mixture during idling. During idling, engine just started or heated. After starting, much vaporization is not taking place, or vaporization is not faster and pressure inside the cylinder is also less, and also there is a possibility of mixture dilution by the exhaust gases, so which keeps the fuel contact with air, means which will avoid the fuel particles to come in contact with air. So to keep the engine running, we need more fuel to get little bit faster vaporization and getting the combustible mixture. Rich mixture is provided. Question number 10, explain the need of rich mixture during acceleration. So again here, by sudden opening of throttle for acceleration, air rushes suddenly and mixture may become too lean and enough power is not produced. Therefore, extra fuel must be provided during acceleration. That is, rich mixture is needed. A pump is provided for supplying extra fuel during acceleration. Means amount of air induced will be more, so automatically fuel or mixture will become leaner, and that is not required. Rich mixture we have to provide, so extra fuel is provided. Explain the importance of choke in carburetor. A choke is needed in IC engine because in cold conditions engine will not start easily due to low temperature, pressure, less vaporization, etc. Therefore, rich mixture should be provided, and it is done by choke. So choke valve restrict the air passage in the carburetor, thereby enrich the fuel, and this makes the more fuel droplets or supplies more fuel to vaporize and combustion starts immediately. So that is the purpose or importance of choke. Okay. Question number 12, explain the need of damper in SU carburetor. So SU carburetor is having a damper above the suction disc. So damper is needed in SU carburetor to slow down the rise of piston and suction disc assembly in the carburetor in order to give rich mixture on snap acceleration. So when sudden vacuum is applied above the suction disc during the acceleration, so it moves up very fast and enough time is not provided for mixture preparation. So to avoid this, damper is provided, and this damper consists of a hydraulic oil and piston, so it will not allow the suction disc to move very fast and avoids the movement of suction disc, and it moves the disc slowly. Now 10 marks questions. So under this 10 marks question, first question is describe the working principle of simple carburetor. So simple carburetor is shown here. So what are the components of simple carburetor? So simple carburetor, so it consists of a float chamber, then there is a throttle valve, choke valve, then main nozzle or jet, main jet, then there is a needle valve, fuel inlet, etc. We can draw the sketch and label the parts and explain the working. It works on the principle of Bernoulli's principle. The fact that when the velocity of air increases, pressure drop takes place in a particular cross section, that is in the venturi. So this principle is used. When the velocity increases, pressure drops, fuel at that cross section comes out. Okay. So always fuel is maintained in the float chamber by needle valve and float. So this principle is used. Simple carburetor consists of float chamber to maintain always small reserve of fuel with float and needle. So whenever the fuel level increases, needle float will float and it reaches the upper portion and needle valve will close the inlet. When the level comes down, again it opens. So venturi is provided in the simple carburetor, and it is a reduced cross section to increase air velocity. That is, the reduced diameter is called as venturi. Then we are having nozzle with orifice to supply the fuel. So that is connected to float chamber. Then throttle valve to control the airflow. The rate of airflow is controlled by throttle. Throttle valve is connected to accelerator pedal, and it controls the airflow. Okay. So during suction stroke, air is drawn through the venturi. So venturi is a tube of reduced cross section which offers less resistance to the airflow. The air passing through the venturi increases the velocity, and pressure in the venturi drops. So fuel from float chamber fuel is fed to discharge jet, the tip of which is located in the throat of the venturi. So as the air velocity increases, the pressure at the throat of the venturi is already dropped, and the pressure at the float chamber is atmospheric, and that at the discharge jet it is below atmospheric. A pressure difference called as carburetor depression takes place there, and the fuel automatically comes out of the jet and it mixes with air, and the mixture goes to the engine. So this is how the simple carburetor is working. Now question number 2, that is, explain the air fuel ratio requirements for different engine operating conditions with a speed versus air fuel ratio. A graph is shown here. So this graph shows on x-axis there is a car speed, and y-axis we are having a air fuel ratio of varying proportions. At the top 5:1, 10:1, 15:1, 20:1, and towards x-axis, that is car speed, is varying 30 km per hour, 60 km per hour, then 90, 120, 150, etc. So 5:1 to 10:1 it is considered as a rich mixture, and from 15 to 20 it is considered as a lean mixture, and graph is varying, we can show that, and this shows the mixture strength at various conditions, that is starting, idling, acceleration, then full throttle. So what amount we can see it on the y-axis. Okay. So carburetor must supply air fuel mixture of varying proportion to suit the different conditions. The mixture must be rich for starting and relatively lean for idling. So graph shows air fuel ratio for different speeds of car. For starting it is 9:1 and 12:1 for idling, means little bit leaner for idling than the starting air fuel mixture. So for intermediate speeds, means between 35 km to 105 km, it is called as normal running. So the mixture leans out here, and it is about 15:1, and usually we are running the vehicle within this range only. So 15:1 means because of this only we are getting the means good economy or fuel economy. So then for intermediate speeds now, but for high speed it is again enriched. So you can see the curve here. So for high speed at the end you can see for full throttle or at high speed, again the curve goes up and that shows rich mixture. Okay, so that is how the mixture proportion is varying. For acceleration at any speed, the throttle is suddenly opened, a momentary enrichment is required. Okay, now two examples at 25 km per hour and 45 km per hour is shown with dotted lines. So dotted lines, okay, so at different speeds, that is acceleration is shown here. So at these speeds 25 km and 45 km, dotted lines they will indicate the acceleration, means again the mixture is becoming rich and momentarily it goes to rich and it goes to the leaner. So at starting and cold condition, rich mixture is provided because engine cold and vaporization is poor, so rich mixture increases the vaporization. More and more fuel droplets will be in contact with air, vaporization will be faster, so that immediately or suddenly engine will start. Similarly, by sudden acceleration, more air rushes, more amount of air rushes, so it needs extra fuel, otherwise mixture will become leaner and leaner and it may not cope up with the requirement. So enough power is not generated if we won't provide the extra fuel. Then carburetor must be designed to supply correct air fuel mixture for all operating conditions. So this is the mixture strength requirement and explained with a graph. Now question number 3 here, list various fuel circuits of SU carburetor and explain cold start circuit with a sketch. So this sketch you can draw for any question on SU carburetor. So here question is list fuel circuits of SU carburetor, listing, and explain cold start circuit with a sketch. So before that we can study a little bit about the working. When the accelerator or main components of this SU carburetor or suction disc is there, then taper needle which is fitted inside a jet, float chamber is supplying the fuel, then air is passing from this through the throttle valve, and this suction disc is having a hole which will connect above the suction disc, so that is vacuum chamber, and one more air rectifier hole is there, it applies this atmospheric air to the or below the suction disc, and there is a damper provided at the top. Okay, so how this SU carburetor works? So air is, depending on the throttle opening, air is passing from left side to right side, so this applies engine vacuum, and this vacuum through the hole in the piston that is connected above the suction disc. So when the vacuum is applied at the top side and air horn or air rectifier is applying atmospheric pressure at the lower side, automatically suction disc will move up and the taper needle attached to it comes out of the jet, and this taper needle is having the varying area of cross section. Due to that, more and more fuel comes out, then the air or the mixture becomes rich, and this air fuel mixture is supplied to the engine. So it depends on position of this piston and suction disc assembly, and this is achieved by applying the vacuum above the suction disc. So this is the simple working and different circuits of SU carburetor. Actually this SU carburetor is not having various circuits, but it is performing the function of all these circuits automatically. So it consists of starting circuit, idling circuit, normal running, acceleration circuit. But out of this cold starting circuit, So during cold starting, rich mixture is required. For this, the jet tube is lowered away. So there is a mechanism. That mechanism is connected to the dashboard through a cable. So at the starting, when the driver pulls that cable, that will lower the jet tube down automatically. So when the jet tube comes down, taper needle cross section will be lowered there, and more amount of fuel. So by means of jet lever, thereby enlarging the jet orifice, more amount of fuel comes out there. So when the driver operates that cable, here in cold starting circuit, the jet tube is moving downward, supplying more amount of fuel, and that is the cold starting circuit. Okay, so there, with this same sketch you can explain, but we have to show the movement of that jet tube. For that we can provide one cable there. Then one more here is list various fuel circuits of SU carburetor and explain idling circuit with a sketch. So here same sketch you can draw, simple sketch of SU carburetor, and there is no separate idling jet or acceleration pump, since constant high air velocity across the jet is maintained even under idling conditions, and no necessity of separate idling jet in SU carburetor. So sketch is, you have to draw the same sketch but explain the idling circuit, and that is for 10 marks. So SU carburetor we have to explain, and along with that circuit, list out the circuits here, again same circuits, and explain the idling jet or idling circuit for the SU carburetor. Okay, so that is the completion. Thank you one and all.